My son's teacher said he needed to act more like a boy. What I witnessed in his classroom yesterday changed everything. When the principal called requesting an urgent meeting about my 8-year-old son, Ethan, my stomach dropped. Ethan is gentle, creative, and loves ballet as much as basketball. His third-grade teacher, Mr. Winters, had mentioned concerns about Ethan's feminine tendencies during our last parent-teacher conference. A comment I'd firmly but politely pushed back against. The principal suggested I observe Ethan's class before our meeting. See for yourself, she said cryptically. Yesterday morning, I sat quietly in the back corner of Mr. Winters' classroom. The students were working on group science projects, building simple machines with cardboard and rubber bands. Ethan's group was constructing a pulley system, and he was carefully measuring string while explaining the concept to a struggling classmate. Boys build, girls decorate, Mr. Winters announced, walking between tables. That's how we divide tasks to play to your natural strengths. I watched Ethan's shoulders tense. A girl in his group who had been sketching design improvements put down her pencil. Another boy who had been adding colorful labels to their diagram quickly hid his markers. When Mr. Winters reached Ethan's table, he frowned at my son's meticulous measurements. Ethan, let Marcus handle the building part. Why don't you work on making it pretty when they're done? That seems more your speed. The classroom fell silent. Ethan's cheeks flushed red, but he handed the string to Marcus, who looked equally uncomfortable. Actually, Ethan said quietly, I calculated the exact measurements we need for maximum efficiency. I can show Marcus how. Enough, Mr. Winters interrupted. This is exactly what we need to discuss with your mother. Boys need to act like boys. I'd heard enough. And what exactly does acting like a boy mean, Mr. Winters? I asked. Standing up, he startled, clearly having forgotten I was there. Mrs. Jen, I simply mean that boys naturally gravitate toward building and physical tasks while girls. My son was building, I pointed out. He was measuring, calculating, and teaching, all valuable skills regardless of gender. The principal, who had slipped into the classroom behind me, cleared her throat. Mr. Winters, could I see you in the hall? While they spoke outside, I watched Ethan's group reorganize themselves, this time ignoring Mr. Winters' arbitrary divisions. The girl resumed her engineering sketches while Marcus asked Ethan to explain the measurements again. 10 minutes later, the principal returned alone and announced that Mr. Winters had been called to her office and that she would supervise the class. She winked at me discreetly. This morning, I received an email informing me that Ethan would be transferred to Miss Rodriguez's class, a teacher known for her slen focus and inclusive teaching style. The urgent meeting had been rescheduled as an introduction to his new classroom. When I told Ethan about the change, he looked relieved. Miss Rodriguez came to watch our ballet recital last month, he said. She told me my grand jete showed excellent understanding of physics and momentum. Sometimes the problem isn't how our children act, it's how adults react to children who don't fit neatly into outdated boxes. And sometimes the most important lesson we teach our children is that they don't have to.